Abraham Lincoln, one of my favorite presidents, said, "You have to do your own growing no matter how tall your grandfather was." He was our 16th president, and he always looked for the best in any situation, which is why he's one of my favorites. But he is in the middle of a war, so you kind of had to be hopeful in hopes of winning or reaching whatever goals you had. But in reference to his quote, you have to do your own growing no matter how tall your grandfather was. I think he was kind of talking about our individualism when it comes to growth in whatever aspect you may be trying to grow in. So while the process of growth is kind of based on individual work ethic and how much you put into it is how much you're going to get out, I think that it is also a process that never reaches completion. Growth in whatever you're trying to grow in always comes with constantly working at it. I don't think we ever reach complete growth in anything we do. So while it is a constant process, I can see this in a lot of ways in my own life. Just to kind of tell you about myself, just in my home life, I'm one of 4 children. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. I just got married, and my husband's name is Cody. And we have a Great Dane named Abe, which I bet you can guess is named after my favorite president, of course. Just some of my favorite things. I love to hike. My favorite movie is Alice in Wonderland. And my favorite music band is Coldplay. Just a fun story just to have one. Last year at the state fair, I went with some of my college friends to the state fair, and I rode one too many rides and was afraid to tell them I wanted to stop riding because they wanted to keep going, and I ended up getting very sick on one of the rides. Not fun, but a great college memory. So that's just a fun story about myself, but I go to AB Tech for the baking program, and I want to have a fun career. That's like my overarching goal throughout life, and for my professional life is I just want to have a job I can go to every day and be happy I'm there. So while this is my overarching goal, I would have some sub-goals that I want to reach throughout my education. I want to have a future career that I have fun. So that's like a sub-goal, is I just want to go to work every day. And I hate when people go to work and they come home and say, "Man, I just wish I did not work at said place." But I don't want to be that way. I want to wake up every day and be happy I'm going to work. So that's a sub-goal, and I love to bake, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to make a career out of this. So I want to also gain connections with the chefs that teach me and the professional mentors I have, and kind of just to make connections with them and get to know all these places that gained experience and where I can gain experience. But in order to do that, I think I need to work on my networking and communication skills. So some of my goals for this public speaking class is to be a better communicator, being a better speaker, and just not having any reservations, because I think part of my personality, I hold back what I say a lot of times, and just being able to communicate my thoughts and my input clearly would be a great goal to have and to work on. So kind of leaving college before this, I went to Montreat College in Black Mountain, and I graduated actually as valedictorian, and I had to do a speech, and it was a good speech, but even after the fact, there's lots of things that I wish I would have said or put more emphasis on, or said more clearly. So even being valedictorian and making a speech at the end of that time in my life, I figured out that I needed to grow in speaking more clearly, but also grow in a lot of other aspects. There's many aspects in your life where you can grow. And looking back in my home life, communicating better with my husband or with my family, that's very important for home structure and just having a strong home life. It's communicating and saying how you feel in certain situations. Or with my friends, when we go to the state fair and saying, "I have rode one too many, I need to stop." That would be a great way to communicate. And especially in my professional life, in working with others and trying to get to know people that would better benefit my career. And getting to know superiors and being able to show that I could communicate clearly would be great. So just overall, I think growth in any aspect, you have to work toward it individually and put in as much work as you want to get out. But also, you should pursue growth every day because it's a constant battle. It's a constant struggle to get to a higher place within your personal life, your home life. So I think it also can be an opportunity to get to know people better. And also, I think it can be a motivation each day, saying, I'm going to try my best to grow in this. And that can be a great motivation every day. So I hope that kind of told you about myself, but also the importance of growth. Thank you.